She thinks it's time for a new pipe bone. She hasn't had a new one for probably 8-10 months, maybe longer. There's all of her old ones. Come. What? Does he want it? Does he want a new pipe bone? Down. Down. Good girl. Stay. Oh, this one's got a big old chunk of meat on it too. Come. Well, get your bone. That's when you know a dog's spoiled. Not that big of a deal to her to get a new bone. Does she want it? Yeah, but she's not going to mow it. And this dog, Christee, I could take it from her. I don't want to get all messy, but she's not aggressive towards me. Or food aggression. None of that. Get your bone. Get your bone. Get it. Let's go. Most of the time I would give them to her frozen. They're a little less messy, especially indoors. If you're going to give them one indoors, I recommend freezing it. And then they kind of just eat it as it thaws. But I figured we'd come outside and eat it outside today. Yeah, don't waste nothing. $4.39. $4.99 a pound. 0.88 pound. And those bones are excellent, even when the meat's off of them. She gnaws on them and gnaws on them and gnaws on them and cleans those teeth. Probably one of the best bones you can give a dog. You go to your meat counters in your grocery stores, and sometimes they're labeled as pipe bones, sometimes they're labeled as soup broth bones. You know, people use those to boil them down and get the nutrients and the juices and stuff out of them and put them in their soups. They're good for that, but the dogs love them too. That's the most meat I've seen left on one that I've bought. I've bought a lot of them over the years, probably at least 15, 20 of them, maybe more. She used to get chicken hindquarters a lot in the summertime. I haven't given her any in a long time. Had some trouble at one grocery store where apparently they were thawed and refroze and made her pretty sick. So she hasn't had any chicken hindquarters for a long time. The key to those is a dog can eat any bone as long as it's not cooked, even chicken bones. It's when they're cooked they splinter. You shouldn't even feed them beef or pork or any bones if they're cooked. They are dangerous. They splinter. But raw, any of them are fine. And then again, if they're used to eating kibble, dog food, food that is already chewed up for them, you should freeze chicken legs or chicken thighs or, you know, whatever you're feeding them with a bone in it, you should freeze it so they have to chew that meat up. It's not just soft, loose, and they gobble it up. And yeah, I mean, there's chances they could choke on a raw bone, not because it poked them, just because they're trying to swallow too much at once. So freezing it is a precaution that helps them learn to chew their food if they've been eating kibble all their life. That bone marrow in the center, man, do they love that. Once all that meat's gone off there, she'll spend hours and hours getting that bone marrow out of the middle. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? I'll get your bone. Fourth of July today. Let freedom ring, huh? What little bit of freedom we have left in this country. Let me see. I don't want it. Let me see. I think you're... She's laying on a chunk of meat. Oh, maybe not, just a piece of wood. Look at all that meat left on the outside yet. Dead set on getting that marrow out of there, out of the center. Teamwork. Fine then, I won't hold it for you. Get it. ever since they've been trying to combat global warming. It seems to be getting more hot, more humid. I think whatever they're doing is working backwards, but that's to no surprise. They tell you one thing and do another. Spraying all the metals into the sky, saying they're reflecting the sun away, trying to keep it cooler. Well, I think they're reflecting the sun to the earth. Who knows? Chances are, if the government's saying something, they're lying. There's a better chance they're lying than there is a chance they're telling you the truth. Wonder how old Colton's doing today. He probably debated all night, still debating, turning in his badge and finding a different career. Anybody with a decent heart, decent morals, I don't know how they could be a cop when they're literally being told to violate people, whether they're right or wrong. Send cases to the court, justify the court. If the cop and the courts win the case, they take taxpayer money and everybody gets paid. If the officer and the courts lose the case, they take taxpayer money and everybody gets paid. There's no difference. The incentive is to just bring cases to the court, justify the corruption. As long as there's cases coming to the court, then that's all that matters. It don't matter right or wrong, the legality of it. You know, and I also understand that a lot of people are doing those government jobs not even realizing the damage they're causing. They're just doing it for a paycheck. Ignorant. That still doesn't make it right. Ignorance is no excuse. If you're doing something bad, evil, it's bad, it's evil. It don't matter whether you realize it or not. Them flies trying to get your bone. Well, you better eat it. You better eat it. You know, there's another little hidden secret about this all-volunteer military. Well, when you take all the jobs away from the young men and women, 20 to 30 years old, you take all the jobs away and you force them to do something to make a living, join the military. It's kind of like a private draft, a secret draft. A lot of companies moved overseas for cheaper labor, and the ones that stayed here hired illegal immigrants for cheaper labor. 10, 15, 20 years ago, they all started moving overseas. And then they kind of put a kibosh to that. The government put a kibosh to that. That's all smoke and mirrors. Because then they just allowed them all to come here and take all of our jobs. So what's the difference? There is no difference. The companies that stayed here hired illegal immigrants for cheap labor. I know, at one point I worked for Hillendale Farms. The only white person, and I'm not racist, they were racist towards me. I was the only white person on the work floor. I did a quality job. I did a job the way the company wanted it done. I went above and beyond for the company. But that's not what they're interested in. They're just interested in cheap labor. And now they're deporting all the illegal immigrants. 50% of farm workers in the United States are illegal immigrants. When I first looked that up 6-8 months ago, it was 50%. It's dropping now because they're getting rid of them. Now think about that. 50% of farm workers are illegal immigrants. When they take all them workers away, who's there to take care of the animals? Nobody. So until they get new workers, what are they going to do with them animals? They're going to tell you it's the flu. They're all suffering from the flu, and they need to get rid of them. Yeah, I'm sure there's some small cases of the bird flu here and there affecting animals, and they need to kill them. But they're not all dying from the flu. They're not killing them all because of the flu. They're killing them because there ain't nobody to take care of the animals. They're deporting the workers. I know. I worked with them. Have him making his rounds. The old scumbag himself. The old canine unit. Nothing to do but just drive around and waste money. Yep, there he goes, out to the field. Oh, no, he's making his rounds over there. And then he'll probably go out to the field. That's Tyrant Owens. Probably making all kinds of money today working on the 4th of July doing nothing. Upper Iowa University, private university, our city police private property and do private security while on duty. This world is just so ridiculous. I mean, what's he gonna go do? Check and make sure the football field's secure? Yep, checking to make sure it's locked. I mean, don't want anybody to come around and break into the football field. I mean, you got to feel good about yourself being a cop in a city of 1,000 people, pretending like you're somebody. Oh, it's secure. Our city police making sure private property is secure. It doesn't get any more corrupt than that. Our taxpayers paying for a private university. I mean, I get it. What else is there to do in a city of 1,000 people? Besides maybe sit downtown on Main Street, where I just heard, I don't know, I hear that there's stores or a store that's constantly being broke into. And instead of sitting downtown, which is 3-4 blocks away from where we are right now, 5 blocks away max, they sit out in the middle of fields and police a private university. You just can't make this shit up. Let's go see if she's got her bone cleaned up yet. Oh, she's a working on her. She's a working on her. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? It's yours. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it. Upper Iowa used to have their own security, which makes more sense. I don't know, I guess the college couldn't afford it. I have no idea why they got rid of it. The college couldn't afford it, so now the taxpayers are paying the city police to make sure the private university is secure. In a city of this size, they ought to just take those police vehicles away from them and put them on bicycles. Colton said yesterday he put on 200 miles in a week. Yeah, that don't seem like a lot, but this town's like 2 miles long, if that, maybe a mile and a half. Probably like a mile and a half by a mile and a half. You put on 200 miles in a week, you're burning a lot of gas, especially when you're only going 25, 35 mile an hour. Well, we got the football field secure, boss. Good deed done for the day. Tax dollars went to securing the private football field. Now we can go out in this field over here and make sure the field's secure. There ain't no bad guys out there. What a joke. Like, I bet you can pretty much count. Maybe use 2 hands. Every hour or two to see how many cars go up and down this street. In an hour. 5, 10 max. I mean, that's pushing it. There might be hours go by that nobody goes up and down this street. And that cop, Colton, was sitting right over there yesterday doing traffic enforcement. Unbelievable. Like the incompetence. Look at, just making circles. Just making circles. I mean, this whole, look at, now he's heading out of town. City police must have jurisdiction out of town too. Let's see if he goes up by that. If he goes up by that building. He might have turned off into one of the businesses over there. Must have. Must be sitting somewhere over there. I'm sure Colton told his boss about the earful I gave him yesterday evening. I mean, who wouldn't tell their boss that somebody was holding them accountable accountability and transparency. Look, there's more people driving down this little gravel rock road that goes around the pond and around the college than there is going up and down this street. I don't know, once in a while there's people that come out here to fish. Who parks right in front of the bridge? That's not even a vehicle bridge, that's a walk path bridge. Quit it. Somebody gonna fish? I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but why don't you move your car off the path? I don't care. Oh, I guess there's... Yeah, I just dropped off their boy. I thought that person was driving. That makes more sense. Gonna do a little fishing. I used to fish that pond back when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. Young teenager. Probably gonna run out of memory here pretty quick. Was hoping she'd get that cleaned off enough that we could go inside with it, but she's just about there. Let me see. Let me see. She's got it pretty cleaned up other than this one side. Get it cleaned up. Other than the marrow in the middle, but she can work on that inside. What, she's getting after her. Need to mow today. I was gonna mow yesterday, but there was chances of rain. Started out in the morning. There was chances of rain in the afternoon, like noon and on. But in the morning, those chances were at like 20, 22%. And as the day went on, it went to 30, 40, 50, and then it got up to 78, 80%, and finally we got rain. Five-eighths of an inch in the rain gauge this morning. You're doing a good job. Who's doing a good job? I'm going to end this. Happy 4th of July, everybody.